I mean, we knew that, but...
This is an Omega-1 priority alert. Potentially disruptive nonconformists are loose in the courthouse. Please return to your homes until the situation has been resolved. Have a nice day.
Peekaboo. What was Edna doing to you?
What the heck was Edna doing to you back there?
She was trying to rebuild my personality from the ground up, erasing the parts she didn't like.
Creep.
Harsh. Hey, it's my mom. Hey.
Don't talk to her. She could give us away.
Fair. That's a fair point.
No offense, Your Honor, but why'd you marry Edna anyway? She's kind of crazy.
Yes, now. But back when we were first dating, her madness was tempered by an ironclad sense of right and wrong.
A little
At
bit
least,
too much
that's
so.
how it seemed to me at the time.
Hey!
Should we go help?
Once we go back and change history, none of this will ever happen.
I guess.
What do we do now?
What do we do now?
Now
That's
we
what I
wait for
said.
the guards to clear out so we can make a break for your time machine.
Here comes an awesome. Yeah!
All right, Dad.
Yeah, that's extraordinary right there. Where is the DeLorean anyway?
Where is the DeLorean anyway?
I had the wreck towed to my secret lab near Clayton Ravine.
Clayton Ravine, as in Clara Clayton?
Why is that significant?
Well, kinda.
Clara's kind of supposed to be your wife, so yeah.
Fascinating.
Yay, love wins. Bummer.
Mom, Dad, no!
They'll be fine. Once we repair the time stream,
Excuse me
none
for a
of this will
second.
ever have happened.
I guess you're right.
Ah, there we go. Now then.
Looks like the coast is clear.
Great, let's go fix the DeLorean.
I'm afraid I'll have to do that without you, Martin.
What? Why?
Well, from what little I understand of time travel, if you help me rebuild the time machine, your presence in the repair efforts could cause some sort of temporal paradox after we return to 1931.
So what am I supposed to do? Just hang out here in Bizarro Hill Valley until you fix the time machine?
Yeah.
Exactly. But don't worry, if things work out according to plan, you won't even notice I'm gone.
You know, for a second there, you sounded almost as confusing as the real Doc.
See? We're making progress already.
Fantastic.
See you soon, Martin.
Good luck, Your Honor.
Also.
Oh, and you might want to stay off the streets for a few seconds.
Stay off the street. Citizen Brown? Emmett?
Staying off the street. Fair enough. Fuck it. Come on.
He's not coming back, you know.
What are you talking about?
Love
Emmett,
what you did with your
without
dress.
me to guide him, he's almost useless. Before I found him, he was a miserable failure who never finished anything. But with me to inspire him, look at what we've built.
I mean, she has a good point, but, you know...
You think you've inspired Doc? I'll have you know that without you, Emmett Brown is destined to build a time-traveling DeLorean and a flying time train.
Preposterous. Emmett couldn't even build a dog feeder without me to guide him.
Yeah, well, he did that too.
This is true. Okay.
You're not the only inspiration in Doc's life, you know. In my timeline, he married one of the sweetest women of the 19th century.
Sweetness. Blech. Emmett needs discipline to stay focused. He's so easily distracted.
You inspired him to do bad things, you...
Yeah, you've inspired him all right. Inspired him to turn Hill Valley into a bunch of uptight dorks.
I wouldn't expect a delinquent like you to understand.
You could try
Okay,
making me
Your Honor.
understand.
Starting to get a little concerned here.
Whoa. Ooh, snazzy.
Ha-ha! 1 second I'm in the present, The next, I'm 6 months in the past. Amazing.
6 months? It took you 6 months to repair the time machine?
6 months, my family fortune, and a sketchy deal with a gang of Libyan nationals. But it was all worth it for this moment.
Emmett, don't do this. You need help.
Oh, blow it out your exhaust port, dear. Now that I've escaped into the past, your pack of divorce lawyers can't... Martin, how long have you been waiting for me?
A couple of minutes, maybe?
That's curious. I set the repair time circuits to arrive only a couple of seconds after I left. Oh, well. I'm sure there's no need for concern. It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits.
Yeah, no problems, right?
What's this?
Clothes for our trip. We can't have you traipsing around 1931 in that ridiculous outfit.
Wait, our trip?
You didn't think I was going to let you erase the worst mistake of my life?
Oh,
without my
that's
help, did you?
that's harsh. That's really harsh. A little too harsh, perhaps.
Please.
What if I do it first?
Run this town.
Off we go.
Time circuit set for August 26, 1931. You ready to go, Your Honor?
Call me, Doc.
Whoosh! And now we wait for it to load. Still going. And we're through.
This is where I last saw him. You, teenage you. You were headed this way, arm in arm with Edna.
Ugh. Luckily, my erstwhile wife was never the type to kiss on a first date. If we work fast and stay focused, we can see to it that our relationship never moves beyond the hand-holding stage.
Great.
Well, will you look at that? The old town theater.
Uh-huh.
Very cool.
I haven't thought about this place in years. The missus made me tear it down back in '71.
Bastard.
Said the movies were corrupting the younger generation. It was all nonsense, of course. I spent countless evenings here in my youth, and it never turned me into a hoodlum. Say, remember Public Enemy?
Never seen it.
Why, you dirty rat. No good yellow-bellied stool.
I kind of want to see it. I've
Never
been meaning
did manage
to.
to see
Just haven't.
Frankenstein, though.
Have a bunch of movies. I have a huge backlog of shit I need to see. Yes, don't.
But you're going to. That's what we're here for, remember?
Right, of course. The film that was supposed to set off a chain reaction in my imagination, inspiring with a notion that would launch my scientific career.
You've still got no memory of what that notion was?
How could I? It happened in the brain of a different Emmett Brown. An Emmett Brown now erased by the shifting sands of time. Luckily for us, I do know something about my own brain, having lived in it for the past 70-plus years. Once we get my younger self re-inspired by that movie, nothing will distract him from his proper... Great Scott, will you look at that?
Look at what?
The town square?
It's just like I remember it, only dirtier. Oh,
dirtier.
the old courthouse.
Come on now, Doc. You need to go inside and check it out. First rule of time travel, Doc, never allow your other self to catch sight of you. It could cause reality to collapse or something.
You mean?
Right behind you. Don't peek. Go on. I'll let you know when you're gone. And don't forget, you're Carl Sagan,
The billions and billions guy?
the suspected arsonist.
Huh?
Just go with it.
Okay. We need to speak to young Monsieur Emmett. Come on, click the guy. There we go. Auto run. God bless you. Scratching my head.
Sonny! You do show up at the oddest moments. Where have you been hiding?
Well, here and there.
Oh, you know, here and there,
See?
you're a little hard to pin down yourself. I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was off entertaining a beautiful lady. You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you would have escaped Kid on your own.
Kid? Oh, sure, I'm grateful for that, but no, I'm talking about Edna.
Great.
It's funny to think of now, but until that crisis, I actually thought Edna and I disliked one another. Imagine.
Great. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, well, sometimes first impressions are right. The thing is, you shouldn't let Edna distract you from, the business at hand. Finishing your project for the expo and going to see Frankenstein.
Oh, sure. I'm far too busy for movies these days.
But,
And as for my project, it's practically done.
the rocket car?
The rocket car? Boy, are you out of date.
Well, I've been gone for a
junked the
bit.
rocket car.
But,
More trouble than it's worth. I'll never figure out a propulsion system that does what I want it to do. And besides, its social utility is practically non-existent.
Social utility?
social utility? Since when do you care about
The mental alignment meter is a much more worthy project.
the what?
It was Edna's idea, and she's really been cracking the whip to get me to complete it in time for the expo.
Great.
I'm a little confused here.
You only had one date.
What day is it?
Why, it's opening day.
Oh,
The opening
dear.
day of the expo. Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay. Catch you around, Crockett.
October 12th.
Yep.
Doc?
Yes. We need to go back to talk to the actual doc. Well, not the actual doc, but our doc. Well, not our doc either, but this timeline's doc, I should say. Right. Sir, if you will.
Come to think of it, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start and teenage you is already in over his head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits. The
Fantastic.
problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Oh, worse, the Mesozoic.
The
And
what?
we're stuck?
For the time being, I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right.
I'll go to the lab and see if I can talk teenage you out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on the more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna. Where can I find her?
Where do you think?
Right.
Outside. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
Really. Here we are. Hill Valley Expo, where weird shit come to not go anywhere, I guess. Oh, that fucking guy again.
You were right. There she is.
My soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and... I'll talk
Fine.
to her. You'd better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All Car of the Future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Why not?
Fair enough.
Good luck.
Gotta admit, I do love Marty's snazzy suit. Alright then. Let's see, what did we need to do here? This seems interesting.
Spell it B-R-O-W-N. It's not exactly an obscure name.
It's a color.
I still don't see it on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the love... Let me try this one more time. This is the Hill Valley Science Expo, right?
First annual.
Indeed. The purpose of our fair is to showcase cutting-edge technology.
That's right. And to burnish Hill Valley's reputation as a forward-thinking community.
And yet, you want to exclude the maker of the most revolutionary breakthrough of all.
It's not that I want to, but... Oh, dear.
Hey!
Mr. Crockett!
Hey
You
there.
do pop up at the oddest times. What are you doing here?
Well, preventing a terrible future.
I need to...
Whatever it is, I hope you don't have to deal with Mr. Stonewall here. His sole function seems to be preventing people from accomplishing their business. Honestly, with him keeping the books, it's a wonder the Tannen gang got as far as they did.
I
Have you
know.
seen Emmett?
Sure.
Yeah, just now, in the town square.
Oh, then you've heard all about his big breakthrough, the mental alignment meter. Isn't it exciting?
The what?
And to think, he didn't even realize the import of his discovery until I pointed it out to him.
Of course.
I
Take all
know
the credit, why
anyone
don't you?
like him, so oblivious to his own potential.
I
Right.
kind of wanted to talk to you about Emmett and his potential.
Funny, I didn't spot it myself at first. In fact, for the longest time, I thought I didn't even like him.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Scratchy, 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 scratchy. Oh, that feels good. There we go.
Well, you know, those gut instincts are important. If you disliked him right off the bat.
Oh, but I didn't know him then. Now I know him inside and out.
Yeah, but
I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Crockett, but I can take care of myself.
Very
I know what
well.
I'm looking for in a man, and it so happens Emmett fits the bill to a T. That's Emmett Brown. Rhymes with clown, which I'm beginning to think you are.
Just a simple mix-up, I'm sure.
I've no doubt of that.
Right then. Now when you head back to Monsieur Emmett. Because that's what she said there. He's everything she looks for in a man. She fits the bill to a T. That's your.
Well,
I talked to her.
and?
She says she knows what she's looking for, and it's you.
But it can't be me. Wasn't me. Marty, we don't belong together.
I know.
You don't have to tell me that.
Find out exactly what her requirements are. I can almost guarantee you that I don't fit them.
Right then. Basically, what we need to do here is to go back and talk to her and ask her about the requirements. Those are going to be important.
You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Crockett. You know that?
Yeah.
Well, his physical appearance, for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well. I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
Hold on.
Looks good in a suit. Got it.
There we go.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Right.
Faithful as a Labrador. Check.
Thirdly, and most important,
Yes?
well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain. I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities,
Say, what's your game?
just curious, just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into him. I'd have to be thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Now, Mr. Cub Reporter, is there anything else?
Not really, no. Goodbye.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then.
Ooh, Trixie!
Hey, Audie, you seen my Oriole?
Ario.
You mean this?
Oh,
Yeah,
a helmet.
thanks.
She gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
Indeed. Alright, back to Emmett. Show him the list. Come on, controls. Work with me.
Ah,
Thank you.
good. You're back. Give me the full report.
She says she likes you because you've got a virtuous mind, you look good in a suit, and you're completely faithful to her.
Damn, she's got me dead to rights. Well, you'll just have to find a way to change her mind. I'll be
Right.
here if you need any help. Do you need any help?
Well, no, not really. None of those things there are actually very helpful at all. Okay, let's see. Come on, work with me here. Thank you. Talk to her. Monsieur. No. Mademoiselle.
To
That's the one.
all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache.
Thanks.
That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Artie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could.
Ah, forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in the past. That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
This
Right.
is true.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to